All right, bedtime for BGL week 5. There's a lot of playoff implications this week, but we can talk about that afterwards. Let's just hop right in. Is this DMV? This might be DMV. I also might be tripping. I'm tripping. There's no front plate. Never mind. Ignore me. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Just gonna be honest. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Now that I'm looking around again, this doesn't actually give me DMV vibes. My next thought would be Illinois, but Illinois also has front plates. Oh boy, I can tell you right now, I'm not feeling Southeast with this one. No front plates. I mean, Ohio maybe. Ohio feels like an okay guess, but that's just kind of covers for Pennsylvania and Indiana, Michigan. The no front plate's really throwing me off. I don't think this is going to be that far northeast. It's not going to be that far southeast either, despite the fact that there's no front plate. This doesn't really feel like... Okay. Dude, I'm really feeling Illinois. It just doesn't make sense because we saw the no front plate. I mean, I have to rip a guess. Michigan... I'm just going to put it there. I feel like that kind of hedges with okay, or... Hold up. That was Pennsylvania? So obviously the biggest thing for me here was that there was no front plate. That's why I put it in a place like Indiana, because I feel like vibes at first were telling me East Coast. That's why I was kind of thinking DMV at first. But DMV has front plates. Pennsylvania does not have front plates. So by that logic, that does kind of make sense. I'm sure I'm going to end up cutting out a lot of this part right here. I've been sitting here for maybe 2 or 3 minutes now, just trying to mentally process what just happened, because that was such a bad guess by me. All right, a really bad start. On to round 2. Hopefully we can get something a bit easier. What the hell? Okay, so front plate. Can't really tell much from the plates. Is this Pacific Northwest? Yes, that's Oregon. Okay, good. Just that one plate really, the angle on that one plate really helped. Yeah, now that I'm looking at these other plates again, yeah, this is definitely Oregon. Now what part of Oregon is this? Southeast Burnside Court. I mean, could it be Wait, southeast, not southwest. I'm stupid. I mean, I'll real quick. I mean, I've got a whole minute still. I mean, I may as well just look in the southeast of Portland, right? I mean, Portland's the biggest city in Oregon. Yeah, so all we really know is Oregon, southeast Burnside Court. I can't really make out anything on those trash bins over there. There's no way I'm gonna find this road. I should just yeah, I'm just gonna put it sure. Okay. Cool. Good bounce back round. So how big was that road anyway? Oh, that was actually findable. Are you kidding me? Okay, Burnside Road was findable. Burnside Court, I guess, was a little side road. Damn, that's actually a little bit disappointing, knowing that was findable. Why am I complaining over a 50-point difference? It's not that big of a deal. I hope it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, good bounce back round. That was a good guess. I should be happy about that. On to round 3. Man, I got so used to having easy rounds. Now that we have more difficult rounds. This is DMV architecture. But the roads are not DMV. But this is DMV architecture. What the hell is that license plate? Illinois? Because that kind of looks like red text with a little bit of blue at the bottom, which would make me think Illinois. There's some flags over there. I think that's just a United States flag, and can't tell what that is below that. This is DMV architecture. But the streets, these are not DMV streets. Dude, I'm sorry. If this ends up being DC, Maryland, Virginia, and I get it wrong, I don't even know what I would do. I don't even know, dude. Because, yeah, hi. If you don't know me, hi. My name is Ben. I live in Maryland. All right, here's kind of what I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking just outside of Chicago, Illinois. Because, yeah, these roads, these are not... this just does not look like DMV roads. But the houses look like DMV houses. And we saw the one plate that kind of looks like Illinois. Let me look at that license plate again. I think it has to be an Illinois plate because that's not a Maryland plate. I don't think it's a Virginia plate. It's definitely not a DC plate. I think it has to be just outside of Illinois. I'm ripping it. I can live with this. I can live with this. That's fine. Handful of people guessing just outside of St. Louis, and by a handful I mean two. See, I assume most of the guesses are going to end up like just outside of Chicago like this. So 3.1, that's not great, but I feel like I can't really be upset about that because, well, it's better than if I'd gone DMV because, you know, DMV architecture, but yeah, the roads didn't look right and the license plate didn't look right. So I'm okay with that guess, even if it's not that great points-wise. Round 4. Florida, I think, right? I mean, Florida makes sense to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else we really have to work with here in terms of clues. I think I'm just going to put it, I guess I'll put it right outside of Jacksonville. I don't think it's going to be that far south in Florida. But it could be as far south as, like, Orlando. It's just not going to be like Miami, I don't think. Maybe I'll put it more, like, towards Gainesville, like, where I kind of... Like, a couple weeks ago, I think it was, when I put a guess around there. Yeah, I mean, it's very clearly Florida, but... Do I want to go more Jacksonville or Orlando? I was kind of thinking Jacksonville at first. Jacksonville or Orlando, Jacksonville or Orlando. Sure. Okay. I can't be too upset about that. I kind of hedged between them. I mean, 4.4 is good. I'm not complaining about 4.4. That's fine. But all in all, I feel like this hasn't really been a great round for me. I've had that one. I feel like I think I had one really good guess. That guess just then was okay. And then obviously the one really bad guess in round 1. But all right, yeah, not bad. Final round. Texas, right? Yeah. Wait, that looks like a hint of red at the top of the plate, though. Is this Cali? The palm trees are kind of... Wait, this is Cali, isn't it? Oh, I'm gonna get this wrong. It's gonna be... This is out of Texas. It's definitely Cali. What am I saying? It's definitely Cali. Because yeah, there's a hint of red at the top of the plates. That's not a Texas plate. Yeah, that's very clearly a California plate. I think I was thinking Texas because little curb. Like when you see a little number on the curb, this is not like. I just feel like oftentimes that's in Texas. And also I was thinking front plates. That's why I thought that at first. But I'm pretty sure this is actually California. But seeing a telephone pole would certainly help to be able to confirm. But I'm not seeing telephone poles. Does that say city of something on the trash bins? I might be tripping. I should just put it in Los Angeles and rip it. There are trash bins anywhere else I can see. That's a slightly better view. That might start with an E. Is there a town around here that starts with an E? It's maybe like 5 or 6 letters long. If there is, I'm not seeing it. But ultimately, I think I should probably just rip it in Los Angeles. Although, just looking around... Something doesn't feel right. Oh, okay, but we're down to 10 seconds. Well, I guess I'm ripping in Los Angeles, even if it doesn't really feel right. That's why it didn't really feel right. Well, not the best game for me. What was my final score? Okay, that's a little bit better than I thought. 17.8, that's... I think that's my worst score of the season, but it's acceptable. How many other people have played so far, and where do I rank? Right now I rank 12th out of 21. I mean, that's... Yeah, middle of the pack. So there's still plenty of people who have to play still. I'll do a full-on breakdown later. Something with the magic of editing. This is where I would say week has passed, but it's been a bit longer than that. Yeah, so it's been a little while. Let's see how everyone else did. I will also need a quick refresher, because it's been a while. Round 1. Pennsylvania. Okay, how many people actually got Philadelphia? 4 people. Yep, that's about right. There were a few more in that kind of region, but like everyone else was like, okay, maybe my guess wasn't so bad after all. How many people went Atlanta? Hold up. Okay, only 4. There's just a cluster of PFPs there. I thought maybe it was a bit more than that. How many people went Detroit? We'll say 5. So that was like what? 5 in Detroit, 3 in Chicago. We had the 4 in Atlanta, a couple in Indianapolis, a couple in Cincinnati, a few in Columbus. And only 4 in Philadelphia. That's hilarious to me. Everyone all over the place with that one. Round 2. Oregon. Most people getting Pacific Northwest. How many people getting Portland? 20 people. And is that a 5K? Make that 21 because there were 2 5K. 3 5Ks. Okay. Round 3 was... I'm a little surprised that many people got the St. Louis area. That's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, I think. Unless I can't count. 9, yeah. I've got to know how many people in Chicago. 10. We had 10 in Chicago. Yeah, more people in Chicago than in St. Louis. And then aside from that, it was like everyone kind of spread all around. Everybody going Florida for number 4. Good work, team. We all got the right state. So, we had a couple in Tallahassee, a couple in Jacksonville, a couple in Tampa, a bunch in Orlando, though. But yeah, every single person getting Florida. Good work, team. Number 5. How many people went Los Angeles, and how many people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So two people were able to 5K this one. So yeah, 8 in the actual town. How many people went Los Angeles? I have to know. Really? Only like 6 of us. 7. I can't count. All right. Stats overview and stuff. So, following in the tradition of the season, the 4 teams in the East were the 4 highest scorers, and the 4 teams in the West were the 4 lowest scorers, as usual. I didn't actually realize how close this was until just now. So we only beat Colorado by like 3,000, and that was the difference with us making the playoffs. If we had lost to Colorado, oh no, we would. If we had lost to Colorado, we would have made the playoffs at 1-4. That's hilarious. So Pittsburgh went undefeated. Wisconsin lapped the field in terms of like points, but only one of them could advance to the finals, and one of these 2 teams will advance to the finals. Sacramento or Mile High. Dude, I kind of wish we had lost to Colorado last week just because we would have made the playoffs at 1-4, and that would have been hilarious. And here's the season overview for individual leaders, but now that I'm actually thinking about it, I should probably add a couple more columns for playoffs. I didn't do that last season because I wasn't in the playoffs. That might be difficult to set up. Actually, there's a lot I would have to set up for. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. But yeah, so this past week, it was basically the same as the previous week in terms of average score. So like 18K seems to be kind of like league average. In fact, wait, I literally have it right there. The average of the league this season was 18.9K. That included a couple of relatively easier seeds. But I mean, there's easy seeds, there's hard seeds. That's what the average is for. All right, I would say that's a wrap for this season, but it's not. There's playoffs next week, and by next week I mean this week. And I've got to do the playoff challenge like soon. All right, well, see y'all then.